I have lake hair. My hair is like has a life of its own now. And it's still wet, but I don't care. I went into the lake for the first time, June 22nd. First time this season. It was good. At first it was, felt a little cold, actually cold. I brought Lulu down with me, and she had a little swim. Tomorrow I'm going to bring Jasper and Desi down to give them a little swim. But it was good. Got in around 8 o'clock it was, because we had to go, all three of us had to go for cleanings. Ethan, Luke, and myself. Cleanings, checkups, yada, 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 at the dentist. And we got out of there. We had to go get a couple more graduation decorations for the party. Then we had to go I had to run into Home Depot and get something for Jimmy. Kids got a quick snack because they had to have lunch, so they had a quick snack while I ran into Home Depot. Then we went to a couple of stores. They had to go to the grocery store. Came home. Luke was my driver the entire time, as you see in that. There's a little short up of Luke driving. And then while we were out, first we hear like, "Oh, you want to come out? Okay. Oh, you want to come out?" This is when you live on a lake and it's hot, and it was 96 when we were in town, which is 30 minutes from us, town. Like, it was 96. When we got back to the lake, it's always 10 degrees cooler up here. So a lot of times, sometimes even just downtown, like where my son has the restaurant, 7 miles, you could be on that street and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so hot, I got to jump right in." And then you get up there and it's a different story. But it was like 86. So, but by the time I got in the water, it was probably like 79, maybe. It's right now, let me see, it doesn't even tell me the temperature anymore. I don't know what, it says that heat warning is what it says. But we collected 2 kids over in that town. The mother dropped them off, 2 brothers, so they came home. So then 2 more came when we got here. And then by the time I was still swimming, they were fishing. I've got some videos. But yeah, I mean, you live on a lake, people want to come and swim, and that's okay. That's what it's there for, right? All right. Trying to find the live chat. I'm trying to find the video. Did you guys... Okay, I'll tell you about Monica Simmonelli. I was so out of the loop, I forgot she was going to be sentenced today. And I was at the dentist. And so... There I go. Let me go over here. Okay. Hi, Bucky. Hi, Linda. 72 now. Yeah, I wonder what it is. But... I'm in top chat. I gotta put myself in live chat. I was at the dentist and I look at my phone and I see the sentencing. So I'm like, okay, good. Well, I'm probably going to have to wait a long time because they were going in first, right? So they called me in. And then I said to the woman, "Do you mind if I just listen?" Because they have like TVs, but they're not on. So I said, "Do you mind if I just listen to this?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't care. Whatever you want to do," right? So then she's asking me, what is it, and yada, yada, yada. So by the time I finally get to listen to it, I didn't get to hear very much. So then I came home and I started to listen to it, but then I went swimming. Then I came home a little bit. But Morella, the sister Morella with the blonde hair, her victim's impact statement was explosive in a good way. They're Italian, they're loud, they're upset, they're passionate, and they let it be known. They let it rip. Monica's also Italian, but she's a murderer. And yeah, if you haven't seen a victim's impact statements, watch Morella's. I think the legal channels have hers just by itself. I think they kind of put them by itself. Now, they also have the daughters of Fabio. And the daughters are still standing by the mother, which I cannot, for the life of me, understand, along with Fabio's sisters or family. They can't understand it either, but It's what it is. Now, I said to someone, I can see, like, okay, let's say these girls don't even believe, which they supposedly don't, that their mother did this. But they know Robert Baker did this, and they know their mother was carrying on an affair with Robert Baker, and that their mother brought Robert Baker into their house when their father was still there, and he was in the bed, and Robert Baker is the reason that Fabio is no longer here, though if you want to believe what they're believing, though we know Monica is the mastermind of the whole thing. But just the point that Robert Baker was brought in and then did what he did, a lot of daughters would be like, hey, especially daughters that were as close to their father as, like, no one could say a bad word against Fabio by anyone. Like, they tried to see if there was anybody that wouldn't like Fabio, and they couldn't find it, as the prosecutor said. They couldn't even find anybody that would say a bad thing about the man. So here you have his daughters, and his daughters are recanting everything, and yet, even if their mother, if they want to believe their mother wasn't behind this, they just think she's a victim. They did, but if she had not brought Robert Baker into the picture, he wouldn't be gone. Their father would not be gone. So, I don't know. And girls being emotional and everything like that, most of them would have written their mother off like that, right? But they're standing behind her. But then I think, in a way, they're standing behind her because Monica, if Monica would get off, Monica would get the money. Monica would get the money. This guy Robert Baker is in jail for life, in prison for life. The other guy's in prison for 16 years. Monica would get the life insurance money, and the girls would probably be living a cushier life, right? So it could be a matter of that. We'll see. If that is the case, then a lot of resentment's going to come in. If that's the case, let's just say they wanted Monica off. They said something so we could grieve together and it kind of be like it was. But if Monica, she was sentenced to life, okay? If she's in prison and she's not able to help these girls with money, whatever, then that's when the resentment can really come in, and we'll see what their true feelings are. Because the Simmonelli family, they have a brother over there. They have Fabio's son from his first wife. And he's very much not a fan of Monica. And so that's what the sister was saying, that Monica's family has poisoned these girls against them. And yeah, so I know that they would be welcome if they see the light. And how could you not, really? It's just crazy. But so that happened today. And then P.Diddy, that's winding down. So the defense does not expect to have any witnesses, but they expect to take 2 days to present evidence. And then Thursday, closing arguments. So literally, I don't know how long this was going to take. Friday, it can go to the jury. Thursday, it can go to the jury. Are we going to have a Diddy verdict? Did he do it? Did he not? How long is that going to take for them to convict him? It shouldn't be hard because the racketeering charges seem like they're going to stick. No problem, right? I don't know. Let's see what's going on with Diddy. Did he do it? Okay. Diddy. Trying to get you up a graphic so we know where we are. These graphics are just something else. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I need, okay, here we go. Glasses. Oh, my glasses are like, what is that on them? Hold on a minute. Clean them off. All right. Let's go. So, the prosecution, and see, after Brendan Paul, he was the former personal assistant that testified that during his employment, he was instructed to buy thousands of dollars worth of various drugs for Sean Combs to use or his use. He told the jurors that he once went without sleep for 3 days and was asked to buy thousands of dollars worth of drugs. He said Sean does not take no for an answer, and he compared his staff assistants to the U.S. military SEAL Team 6. So that's a recap from last week. Then they were wearing headsets. They had to watch the freak off videos, which involved Sean's former girlfriend Jane. And they showed that Cabral, a sex worker, was among the regular partners of these rendezvous, and they watched videos. Federal agents discovered 50 explicit video files in Sean's possession that were created from December 17th through to the 21st of December 2021. The jury was shown 2 of the video files. Sean looked around the room as the videos played, rather than at the monitor that showed the explicit footage in front of him. At the same time, defense attorney Nicole Westmoreland and Combs' mother Janice focused on the jury's reactions to the graphic videos. I can't believe his mother is in the courtroom with this stuff. This kind of reminds me in the Jodi Arias trial when the mother and the younger siblings were there, and some of the crazy testimony that was going on in there. Okay, anyway. Jurors were shown flight and hotel records for Cabral, the sex worker. The prosecutors showed that Cabral stayed at Trump International Hotel and Tower in New York in September 2023 after arriving on an Atlanta to Newark flight, which was paid for on Combs' American Express card. There were texts between Jane and Sean that were discussed. And when they were discussed, Sean Combs was hanging his head for several minutes. Okay. In text messages, you saw Jane, well, the woman that goes by the name Jane, lashing out at Sean Combs in text messages from September of 2023, refusing to meet him in New York City. She texted him, "It's clear you want me there for a hotel binge. You've got plenty of other women or sex workers for that. I don't want to be used and locked in a room to fulfill your fantasies." Sean was such a frequent user of a male escort agency that Sean argued that he deserved cheaper rates, cut rates. And there are text messages with Cowboys for Angels representative named Bridget on September 26, 2023, when Sean wrote, "Stop raising my rate. I am a long-timer." The agent said it wasn't up to the company, but the worker himself, Cody, who told Sean, "The best guys have high rates." Bridget added that she was contractually obligated to the rates on the website. Sean said it was okay and asked Cody to come to the Trump International Hotel and Tower for a 1 a.m. rendezvous. In another battery of texts, Bridget messaged Sean. She told him that there was a mistake with the cash payment and the company was owed $600. Sean said, LOL, he couldn't even perform. Bridget responded that the agency pays for time and companionship, and the cost is the same for clients like Combs. Whether you're skydiving or dancing, you pay for his time. Sean asked her, talk nice to me, and again said he's a longtime customer. She apologized and said, I'm not trying a smart tone with you. And he said, it's all good, all love. All love, yeah. Jane took IV supplements as part of at least one freak-off session, according to this another group text chain. In September of 2023, the chat included the couple and members of Sean's team, an assistant named Ashley, who reminded everyone to make sure that sodium chloride, vitamin B12, B-complex, zinc, calcium, amino acids, toradol, magnesium, and Benadryl were ready for their IV use. Wow. This is crazy. In another text exchange, the chief of staff, Christina Coram, asked Sean to call her, and when he did, she said, next time you leave, when you're randomly partying, you have to tell us. She said he can't take Ubers with a guest because that's when bad shite happens. She added, I didn't want to hit you with this. It's not cool. If something happens, it would not be good. In November of 2021, voicemail was played for jurors where Sean is heard telling his chief of staff that he's out of baby oil. In an urgent voicemail, Sean told Christina, I can't believe I'm out. Coram assured him that a fresh delivery would be left outside his door shortly. Baby oil. Oh, gosh. In a voicemail to Christina, Sean wanted someone to bring him his Apple TV system. He wanted whole milk lattes, coconut water, 7 bottles of baby oil, 5 bottles of Astroglide, and some vegetable soup from the high-end grocery store Erewhon. He wanted the order filled so I don't have to call anybody about it later, he said. Around the same time of Cassie's lawsuits, Jane texted him that she is not a porn star and she's not to be ordered to have sex with strangers. In a series of text messages, she said 3 years of having to F strangers, telling him that sex is sacred, and she didn't want to be intimate on his command anymore. Sean responded that sex isn't necessary for their next meeting, and Jane wrote back, you make it clear exactly what you want. She said she was mentally and physically drained of it all. She also told him she's not going to have sex with strangers to fulfill his fantasies. Then Cerciello, the HSI special agent, returned to the witness stand for cross. Geragos did the cross-examination and spent most of the morning as a conduit for prosecutors to show text messages sent by and to Combs, filling in details of the defendant's work and love life. In November of 2021, Sean's then-girlfriend, identified in court as Jane, told Sean that she couldn't wait to hook up with my favorite person. Sean then asked Jane for specifics of what she wanted to do with him, and she responded in graphic sexual detail. Now, the defense is doing this because it wants to show that his girlfriends were willing participants. They were not being trafficked, and they were not victims, according to the defense, right? The defense showed jurors explicit video of Jane having sex in November 2021. The video was only shown to the jurors, the judge, and lawyer as it was shielded from public. They want to show Jane as a willing participant. That's what that's all about. In December of 2021, Jane reached out to that sex worker Cabral and appeared to initiate a freak-off, according to the text messages. Before, Jane asked the sex worker to take a PCR test. And that was back to when the COVID pandemic was on. I'm surprised how they never talk about STD tests, right? Yeah. Okay, so that was the end of the day, and then now Sean Combs' defense team says it's going to rest its case without calling any witnesses. But, again, like I said, they will submit some evidence. Before the jurors entered the court, Mark Agnifilo said that it appears that instead of witnesses, the defense will stipulate several issues. They're going to have Cerciello, that special agent, on the stand tomorrow before the prosecution rests its case. Charging conference on Wednesday, and then closing arguments are due to begin on Thursday. And on Friday could be the first chance that the jury gets to deliberate. They said that Gergo said it's expected that each side will take about 4 hours to make its closing arguments. You see how some are four, and Simmonelli, you have like 5 days. Okay. So, and I swear they always do it on a Friday to bring it over to a cliffhanger. All right, that is Sean Combs. Now let me go back here. Trying to find you. Oh, here we are. Okay. Hi, Little Brittle. How are you? Let's see. Little Brittle says all that proves nothing. Little Brittle proves nothing about what? What's not illegal? Oh, no. We're not talking... Okay. No, Little Brittle. What he's been charged with is hiring sex workers and transporting them across state lines and paying them. That's a charge, and they've proven that. Also about the drugs, okay, and they've proven that. The baby oil, no, the baby oil that's nothing. The drugs that they talk about, the sex workers that they've shown, that have been paid, all of that they've proven. Yeah, they have. I don't see how he would not be found guilty on that. You could say that the girlfriends were willing participants, all that you want. He's still guilty of the prostitution, the drugs. But the trafficking, well, you know what? Tell you something. When people, especially people, are in awe of somebody's stature, if somebody's like, they think somebody is either, a big celebrity or somebody with a lot of wealth or somebody with a lot of power, they can fall under a spell like that, yes. And these women were kind of saying that, okay? It look at like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes they're so sold into, this guy's going to make me a star, or this guy's going to do this, or this guy's going to destroy me. And he said that to them. He said, I'll destroy your career. Nobody will work with you if you don't listen to me. They have him doing that stuff. And some of these women were very young when he started grooming them for this stuff. Okay? Many times they said they don't want to do this anymore. Why can't it just be with them? Why do they have to have these workers? Let's see. Yeah, so it's a very complex thing. Look at Stockholm Syndrome, right? Come on, right? Look at that girl that was kidnapped, Elizabeth Smart. And she went out with her abductors. So you know what I mean? Do you say, oh, she's a willing participant? She's was so into that, she was fine with it? No, but there's a lot of people that get under this spell of, oh my gosh, and then he's going to tell, oh, so many people would want to be in your place, and blah, 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 blah. And he's paying rent for people. He's paying $10,000 a month so this lady can live in a house. You know what I'm saying? It's doesn't just mean that he's not doing that just because of what they're showing in some. Especially, exactly. So yeah, I think they're proving all of that. I don't know how he could be found not guilty. I don't know. They've clearly shown, it's on his American Express card. They've shown that he's got these drugs. He's got these Molly drugs. He's got these ecstasy drugs that he's giving to these women. Right? So, yeah, I don't know how he's not going to be found guilty. I really don't. I don't know how that would even be possible. But thanks for coming in, little Riddle. So do you think the jury's going to find him guilty? Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll. What bothers me is he has no bail. What do you mean? You want him to have bail? No, they don't. They don't usually give murderers bail. They do not. Monica Simmonelli, who was, I just told you, was sentenced. She was a conspirator in her husband's murder. She didn't have bail. They don't usually give murderers bail. Brian Koberger, who murdered the Idaho students, he's not out on bail. Who else did we just have? Karen Reed was out on bail, but that was a different story. That wasn't like a deliberate murder, that wasn't the same. Chris Watts didn't have bail. Scott Peterson didn't have bail. Who else? Alex Murdaugh was not out on bail. Very, very few that, murderers. And with Sean Combs, he had too much power to terrorize people, right? To hurt people. There's no way to police, to keep him confined. We'll get somebody. No, he was too powerful. He's not going to be a candidate for house arrest. No, couldn't be. No way. No way. No way. So let me do a poll. Corey Richins, right? No bail. You know who else? No bail. The other one that. Oh my gosh, the Stampin' Up lady. No bail. Jodi Arias was not on bail. Yes, yeah. Okay, there's your poll. There's your poll. Hi, Jane Grill. Lori had no bail, right. What's his name? The husband of Lori, Chad Daybell, had no bail. Patrick Frazee had no bail. That guy from Vermont, remember, that murdered his girlfriend in that travel trailer? He had no bail. Who else? Are you still here, Brittle? Brittle. Joel Guy, what was his name? The one that had his mother's head in the pot. Joel Guy Jr. or something like that. He had no bail. But anyone else? I don't think. Look at what about R. Kelly? R. Kelly didn't have bail. Diddy is someone that, has too much power and too much influence. No way. He's a risk. Okay, well, I don't know. Diddy, I think it's 100% right that he doesn't have bail. Do you think Diddy is guilty, Little Brittle? Little Brittle, do you think he's guilty? I have to look at something. Hang on a moment. Hold on. Do you guys remember Chandler Halderson? Remember the guy that tried to killed his parents, and he tried to burn them in the fireplace? Remember that?
confused. I got 2 squads parked right outside my house, and they're not really canvassing. They're just kind of sitting there. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's 4 now. Something going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports. They're probably doing shift change. You know, they've been going around trying to get hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
Alright, well, any news? My brother, I haven't heard from him.
No, as far as I know, they're still on their way up north. A couple hour drive, so he's probably halfway into it, right?
Yeah, I suppose about.
Yeah. Any news on your end at all? Have you gotten any phone calls, text messages?
Gotten any messages other than from concerned parents.
Okay.
I can't, there's no mail.
I thought I had. Let me see here. Where's this? Huh. Ha ha ha. I don't know. Where is my file on Halderson, the one that has all of my information in it? Why do I have just that recording there? I was looking back into that case. I was going to do a true crime rewind on Halderson. But I'm trying to think that's not my file that I'm looking for. I'm looking for, it must be in my big D drive. The big D drive. Here's evidence. What is that evidence package? PDF. What is this one? Chandler Halderson. So I know I could probably just, easier if I just went back in my old videos, right? Before I do that, let's see if there's anything else going on. I'm just going, now I'm getting all back into my files. I mean, I'm up to my files. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see what else is going on in this world. Oh my gosh, this is not good. An Arkansas man is charged with gunning down his sister and parents with 3 children. Hold on a minute. He was arrested Sunday. He was identified as a suspect in the murders of his sister and parents. The Bryant Police Department was called to a scene at 7:30 a.m. by a man who said he came home from work and found his wife and her parents dead from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. 3 children were found in the home with no physical injuries. Oh my gosh. Police officers... Ouch. Hold on a minute, I've got an itch on my leg. And the Saline County deputies arrested 34-year-old Jared Mitchell. They charged him with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Police say they found signs of forced entry. Court records say that Mitchell... Yikesies, what the heck was that? Hold on a second. What was that? Oh my goodness. Come over here, you little cardinal. Okay, go over there now. Okay. Police say they found signs of forced entry, and court records say that Mitchell has a history of drug arrests and was previously committed to a detox center against his will, but that was back in 2017. Court records said at the time that he threatened his mother, her husband, and his sister, and that he had knives laid out on the bed and one that he had on himself. The petition for his commitment was signed by his grandparents. He was living with them at the time. Mitchell was ordered held on $2 million bond and is due back in court on August 5th. Why August 5th? He's due back in court on August 5th. Isn't that quite a long time? Wow. What is that about? What? Okay, this is crazy. What is this about? Hold on, this is not good. A toddler boy dies after firefighters refuse to take him to the hospital. They claimed the mother overreacted about a seizure. So the family was awarded $2 million by a vote from Arizona officials because firefighters refused to transport the 2-year-old boy to the hospital hours before he died. Abraham Clugston's mother called 911 in 2022 after he suffered his first seizure. Phoenix firefighters responded 10 minutes later, but they refused to transport him to the hospital, telling his pleading mother to give him Tylenol and ibuprofen because seizures were normal. The responding firefighters allegedly also told Clugston's mother she was overreacting. They called out, relying on Phoenix EMS, and relied on their consultation, their advice saying that he doesn't need to be taken to the hospital, he's fine, said attorney Brianne Slack, who represents the Clugston family. The wrongful death lawsuit stated that firefighters never took Clugston's vitals or temperature, even though he also had a fever. Clugston's mother gave him the medications as the firefighters left, but relatives found the toddler unresponsive 5 hours later. The family called 911 again. This time, Clugston was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Phoenix City Council unanimously voted to award the Clugston family $2 million. Yeah, great. That really makes up for their child, right? Statement issued to the news outlet indicated that an internal review was conducted and steps were taken to improve procedures and training. However, city officials did not disclose specific changes to protocol. Meanwhile, Slack commented, firefighters make mistakes, but as the parent, as in this case, my client knows their child better than the city of Phoenix, and it was unfortunately proven that day. Wow, it's terrible. Hang on here. my goodness, what is up with this? Why can't I find you guys? Let's see what's going on with Barry Morphew. Let's check in with Barry Morphew for a minute here. Hi, it's Bank. How are you? Long time no see. Funny how Monica got life, but Gypsy did what 8 years? Yeah, I know. Okay, let me go over here and see what's going on with... So Monica got life without parole. Life without parole. All right, so let's see. What is that? Where was this? This was in France, wasn't it? Did you hear this syringe attacks now? 145 syringe attacks at a music concert in France. A 145 people report being attacked with a syringe across France. The attacks happened at an annual street music festival. 12 people have been arrested in connection with the attacks. France was celebrating the annual street music festival. There were nearly 150 people who were reportedly attacked with syringes. A dozen suspects were arrested in connection with the syringe pricks, according to the reports. The attacks occurred during this festival, which drew in millions of people from around the country. Posts on Snapchat and other social media platforms called for attacks on women prior to the festival. Let's see. 17 girls and young women reported being attacked by syringes. 2 men were arrested in the city. The women were taken to the hospital for testing. However, in Cambrai, a girl who had reported being pricked with a syringe actually had only been scratched in a crowd. 12 people arrested, believed to have targeted 50 women. This music festival has been going on since 1982. Wow. Crazy. Someone just said France they hope that they bring back the guillotine. Linda was just telling me it's time to bring back the guillotine. Let's see. Six teenagers hospitalized after a mass shooting in California. What happened there? Says that 6 teens were shot at a social gathering in the Moreno Valley on June 21st. The victims were between the ages of 14 and 18, and no one's been arrested. The teens were transported to local area hospitals with life-threatening injuries. Another gunshot victim was taken to the hospital and was determined to be connected to the same incident. The shooting occurred during a gathering in a parking lot. Anyone with information should contact Saul Fernandez of the Moreno Valley Sheriff Station, 951-486-6700. Very strange, huh? Okay, so let's check on Morphew, right? See if anything is going on. Okay, let's see. Barry Morphew here. Okay, investigators, of course, we went through the indictment. He's agreed to waive extradition, and let's see what else is going on with him besides. Oh, here's a, what is this here? That is Barry leaving. That's Chaffee County Courthouse. That's old. That's an old one. Why are they showing that? So, nothing more on there. They're just going over the indictment. We've already done that. So, nothing in there. That's going to be a while till it goes to trial. Let's see here. On Monday, Morphew waived his extradition hearing in Arizona and will be returning to Colorado. His extradition hearing would have been held on June 30th in Arizona. He's expected to return to Colorado within the next month. So that is the news on that. What is this about? This is a weird one. Listen to this.
There's only one place to be till I
Not that. That's an ad. These ads. Goodbye ad. Goodbye ad. Okay. Let me get this up here. This is a weird one. father was indicted after his daughter is killed by being hit with a propeller on the family's boat. This happened in Bell County, Texas. And the man has been indicted, Joshua Glenn, 44 years old, for criminally negligent homicide in the 2023 boating death of his 11-year-old daughter. On Wednesday, the Bell County Sheriff's Office presented findings to a grand jury for the death of Zoe Renee Walls at Stillhouse Hollow Lake. Based on the preliminary case findings, the Bell County grand jury returned an indictment against 44-year-old Joshua Glenn Walls of Killeen, Texas, on a charge of criminally negligent homicide. According to the Bell County Sheriff's Office, investigators and members of the Violent Crime Apprehension Team, they located Walls and they took him into custody on Thursday. The boating incident happened shortly before 8 p.m. on July 2nd, 2023. Emergency responders were called to Stillhouse Hollow Lake in Belton, and once there, police and paramedics learned that the victim was riding on a tube while being pulled by a family boat when she fell into the water. Authorities identified the boat operator as the girl's father. As Joshua returned to pick Zoe up, the boat then struck the girl and caused fatal injuries. Police did not provide specific information about why the father was charged. This is weird. Come on now. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, because maybe he was intoxicated and shouldn't have been driving the boat, right? But we don't think that he wanted to do that. That's horrible. I'm sure he's... Wow. That's really strange, isn't it? Authorities identified the boat operator as the girl's father. Wow. Let's see if we can find out anything more about why he's being... Let's see. All I can think of is he was intoxicated or something, but let me see. Let's try to see. Huh. I'm seeing that. What do you guys think? That he must have been intoxicated, right? Trying to find the chat. Hang on. Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Okay, there it is. What do you guys think? Hi, Super Chat. What happened? What are we sorry about? Hold on a minute. What happened? Hold on. I know Diddy's daughters still support him. Is that what you're talking about? You stay away from France. Okay. Hi, Super Chat. Can I please ask for prayers? I'm going through a really tough time, rough time. I feel very alone. Of course, Super Chat. That's what we're here for. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. Oh, the Morphew daughters? Yeah, they still support him too, yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They probably don't want to believe their father could be capable of any such thing. And plus, you know, it's hard because, you know, they're losing, not only they've lost a mother, now, you know, they would lose a father, and nobody wants to believe something like that, right? And their mother's gone, and, you know, it's terrible. And nobody wants that, like, scourge on their name, and nobody wants to be, who wants to be the daughter of a man who murdered their mother? That's something psychologically damaging to the kids themselves. Okay, about, you know, wondering, oh my gosh, you know, how do you not, yeah, it's just psychologically, they probably don't want that to be true at all either for their own minds. But yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. Awful. Absolutely awful. What about the special ed teacher saying she's so pretty? What about the special ed teacher? Oh, I don't know. I didn't go into that one yet. I didn't do that, but that is pretty. Yeah, I think I saw something about that. Sick stuff. Sick stuff. Kids go to school and they should be not having to worry about anyone doing anything like that to them. That's terrible. Terrible. Let's see what else we have here. JetBlue. What is JetBlue doing now? Cancels all flights out of a major U.S. airport. Which airport do you think that is? Which one? Don't look. Don't try to look it up. Which one do you think it is? Probably not the one you think it is. JetBlue has a strong presence in Florida, but it's not going to be servicing one of the busiest airports. It was confirmed that JetBlue has cut ties with Miami International Airport. Oh, I've landed there many, many times on JetBlue. The director of corporate communications for JetBlue, Derek Dombrowski, said this move was made to free aircraft for new routes. At the end of the day, it was a business decision. We recently made the decision to end a small number of unprofitable flights, including Boston and Miami. Okay, I would think that would be probably big, but no. Oh, maybe I'm at the Fort Lauderdale airport recently. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood. Yeah, I think that's the one I was that's the one I was landing in. Okay, so they're going to be doing that. So, okay. All right. Brooks and Dunn and Jason Aldean, their shows were canceled over safety issues. Thousands are without power in New Jersey. Why are they without power in New Jersey? Why? Monday afternoon, power outages. Let's see what's going on. Are they having those brownouts? Is it? Let's see what's going on. A lot of people are without power. In upstate New York, too. Power outages spread across New Jersey Monday afternoon as temperatures soared into the triple digits in the state's first heat wave of the summer. PSENG reported 3,849 outages across Essex, Union, and Passaic County Monday evening at 6:45, and they were working to restore power to 5,730 customers across Monmouth, Ocean, and Middlesex counties. There were over 7,000 outages early in the evening as the heat indexes reached well into the triple digits. The outages come as the National Weather Service has been affected. Okay. Hold on a minute. Has issued an extreme heat warning for most in New Jersey with temperatures reaching triple digits. Temperature readings at Newark Liberty International Airport hit 98 degrees at 1:15 p.m. and rose to 100 degrees by 2 p.m. and 101 degrees by 3 p.m., setting the site's new all-time record high for June 23rd. Okay, Atlantic City registered a temperature of 101 degrees Monday as well. By 3:45, the temperature in Oswego Lake rose to 101 degrees. Same high in Hackettstown in Warren County and Vineland in Cumberland County. At least 8 other towns and cities across the state hit 100 degrees as of 3:45. Temperatures rose to 98 in Atlantic City, right? In 2024 at 1988. Temperatures are expected to climb Tuesday, tomorrow. Highs over 100 degrees in certain parts of the state. Some relief is expected Wednesday, but forecasters predict temperatures to remain in the high 90s until Thursday, when the heat slides into the 80s. Residents are advised to take precautions, including staying hydrated, avoiding outdoor activities during the peak temperatures, and checking on vulnerable populations. Okay. Body of a 12-year-old train victim. What's that? Body of a 12-year-old train victim found by fishermen in Kansas? A train. Americans advised to avoid driving in 7 states? What's that about? What is that about? Oh, air quality. Okay, listen to this one. As early as Monday, the National Weather Service air quality alerts had been issued in California, Ohio, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Many of the advisories were issued due to the forecasted levels of ozone pollution. I can't even speak tonight. While California's alert was issued due to wind-blown dust. Okay, so residents and businesses were urged to avoid activities which lead to ozone formation, which included refueling vehicles, using gasoline-powered lawn equipment, or using a charcoal lighter fluid. Instead, the alert suggested driving less, walking or biking, and delaying or combining errands. In New York, areas including Bronx, Kings, Queens, Richmond, Westchester, and Rockland were also expected to see elevated levels of ozone. Interesting. Colorado man killed by rare lightning strike while on beach honeymoon in Florida. He was killed on his honeymoon. Lucia County. I thought they were going to say on Honeymoon Beach. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. The whole thing is terrible, but then on your honeymoon? Oh my gosh. California man was killed after being struck while on his honeymoon on a beach in Central Florida. He was 29 years old and he was visiting New Smyrna Beach on Florida's east coast, not far from Daytona, and was standing in ankle-deep water when it happened. See, Sandy, if you're listening, we really should have got off that beach sooner than we did. We're lucky we weren't killed. First responders tried CPR, but he died in the hospital the following day. It's not clear how recently he was married, since officials say he'd been on a delayed honeymoon. And they have not released his name. That same day, 2 golfers in the same city were also struck indirectly by lightning, meaning they were shocked when lightning struck an object nearby. Wow, it struck an object nearby and they were indirectly struck? Yikes. They didn't need hospital treatment. Wow. It's terrible. This serves as an important reminder of when thunder roars, go indoors. Listen to that. When thunder roars, go indoors. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning, even if the sky looks clear. Oh boy. Now this comes after a 15-year-old boy survived being struck by lightning in New York City's Central Park. He attempted to take cover under a tree, which in hindsight might not have been the best idea. Terrible. U.S. Embassy issues shelter-in-place warning. What's that for? Okay. Heat stirs up wind and deadly weekend storms in Midwest Florida. Drummer has a heart attack on a festival stage. Gosh, that's not good. Oh, airport runway shut after military plane's nose gear collapses on the runway. Another thing, all right? Eight dead and 2 survived after that boat capsized on Lake Tahoe. Skydiver dies after hitting another jumper's parachute in Georgia. Terrible. Okay. Cadaver dogs to hunt for Travis Decker's. Girl's mother speaks publicly for the first time. They still have not found Travis Decker. Can you believe that? Whitney Decker, the girls' mother, says, I truly hope that the legacy of the girls' lives lives on in everyone's heart forever. She said that during a June 20th memorial service for her daughters. Peyton Decker, 9, Evelyn Decker, 8, and Olivia Decker, 5. They were incredible. The girl's mother reported them missing on May 30th after the 3 siblings left their Central Washington home for a planned custody visit with their father. Then, remember, he didn't return them, and then they found the girls deceased, and they haven't found him. It's crazy. Where is he, right? Where is he? Okay, let's see. I was going to do some sewing tonight. I don't know. I was going to come on earlier and do that, but everything just got so late, so fast. So late, so fast, so fast, so late. Late and fast. Okay, where are you guys? Why do I have to keep finding where my lab is? Alright, I'm going to open up the panel. Let me open up the panel to see if anybody wants to come in and talk about how their day was. Okay? Bink, when you want to come up and tell us how your day was? Come on down. You could be the next contestant on This Is Your Life. See, when I have my glasses on, then things look crazier. Okay, let's see. Anybody could come on and tell us how your day was. This is the part where we talk about your day. Your day, your day, your day. Where the heck is my general? There we are. General. General. Okay. There we go. General, general, general. I just put it in there. Now let me find the live chat again. Live chat. Live chat. Live. There we are. Okay, I can't believe he hasn't been found. I know. Oh my gosh, Linda Uribe. You're here. We missed you. And now, of course, I can't remember the name I'm supposed to ask you. It's about the Watts riots. And that's not Chris Watts. Linda knows what it is. But somebody wanted me to ask you, and I don't remember the name. I thought maybe I wrote it down. Hold on, let me see if I wrote it down. Oh boy. Maybe I wrote it down on this little trusty pad. Let's see if I did that. Hold on. I think I did write this on this pad. I did. Did you your husband happen to know a Norman, let me get this name right. It's spelled Wintjen. Winchin. A Norman Winchin from the riots, the Watts riots, a police officer. You're in the 60s. Really? How are you doing? Are you okay? We haven't seen you in a long time. A lot of people were asking about you. Jeanette just asked me about you too. You have to stop by more often. Okay. Let's see what Linda says. Linda Uribe. Okay, and 76% say that Sean Diddy Combs is going to be found guilty. I'm waiting for an answer from Linda. Linda, Uribe. I don't know, like, how, I don't know how, it's somebody's relative, but, like, I guess, I don't know how you, would you know that your husband knew that, like, I don't know. I really don't know much about that. Hold on a minute. I'm going to go open the door. Have some guests. Let me let some people in. I've got to go open the real door. The real door. The real door, not the realtor, the real door. That's bothering me. It's nice now. See, I can open the door now, and it's nice. Very, very nice. It's nice. It's nice. Nice. Very nice. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I'm stuck on. Okay. What's that tab? Okay. Alrighty. My husband was in the wet. That name sounds familiar. Okay. I will write that down on my pad and see if you have to stop in again. I'd like more. You should be in every night so that I can talk to my friend. Because I don't know if I'm... If she's here, she can come in and say it on her own, but I'm going to put that down, that Tim Uribe was in the LBPD. Okay, I will let that person know. Okay. Because I forget where she said that he was. I can't believe he hasn't been found. I know. I know. Okay. So, who's coming on? Evie, are you going to tell us about your day? Evelyn. Tell us about your day, Evelyn. My son and I were hit by a scammer pretending to be the police. And FBI, 2 men tried to get our money, but we reported it. Wow, what? to the bank and the police, and it went on for 2 weeks? Oh my goodness. How, pretending to be the police. What were they telling you? What were they, you should tell everybody, so you should call in. You want to call in? Will you call in and tell us what that's all about? What's it all about? You don't have to disguise your voice. Why do you have to disguise your voice? Why is that, Super Chat? Do you want the number? If you want the number, just email me and I'll give you the number, Super Chat. But I don't know why you have to disguise your voice. Why do you have to disguise your voice? No one's going to know. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be shy. Come on by. Don't be scared. You don't have to show your face or anything. Look at me. I've got my lake hair. I don't care. This is me. I don't care if you agree. I don't know. Do you want to come in? Just tell me, Super Chat. Just email Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. .org. If you want to call in. No, I'm not calling, but they told us they wanted us to switch our money to protect it from their accounts have been taken over. And what happened? They took all of your account money? Like the accounts that they told you about, did they take everything out of them? That's terrible. Okay, number one, I'll tell you, if they're calling you and saying they're calling from a bank, even if it's your bank, even if they have like your information and the number shows up, like say you have Bank of America and it shows up Bank of America, don't do it. Don't do anything. Hang up the phone and call your bank back at the number that you normally call your bank at. Because number spoofers, they can put anything in. That's the first thing. But if you're close to a branch, go there and try to do whatever they're telling you. If they're telling you something's crazy and you've got to take money out and start new accounts, just go to a local branch. They said we must bring the cash then wait for instructions, and we could not open accounts anywhere. No, they did not get the money. Where did they want you to bring the cash? Oh my gosh, they wanted you to bring the cash home? So they were probably... That's scary, Linda. That's really scary. That makes it sound like, yeah, but they said bring the cash home. That makes me think they were stalking you. How were you going to bring the cash home? You were going to go to the bank and you were not going to ask anybody in the bank that, hey, why do I have to take the money out? That scam doesn't seem to make sense. They wanted you to go to the bank? I'm not understanding this. Because then when you went, if you'd go to the bank, they'd tell you, what are you doing, Linda? Why are you taking this money out of here? Right? And then you wouldn't take it out. I'm lost. I'm lost, Linda. I'm losing it on this. I don't understand, really. Can you explain it? Like, I'd be scared that they're watching me and they know your house. They did not have your address. But they asked you for your address. But that doesn't make sense. When you went to the bank to get the money, that doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? Did they tell you you can't say anything to anybody in the bank when you go there? It doesn't make sense. So how did they tie you up for 2 weeks? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. Go to the bank and remove the cash. We only called the bank and they said it was not them. And they did not have that man working there. Okay, I get it. But this doesn't sound like a good scam. Do you know what I'm saying? Because anybody that's going to go to their bank is the first thing, if you're going to close out your account, they're going to say to you, Linda, why are you closing your account? You know, can we do something to help you keep your accounts? Why are you closing your accounts? And then when you tell them, they're going to tell you it's not true and you're not going to take the money out. And so I don't understand. The only thing that I can think of is that they were going to find out what bank you were going to, and maybe they thought you're going to an ATM or something, and then they were going to rob you. Or they would ask that they have to mail something to your address and then come and rob you. But it doesn't seem like a good way to get the money out of the bank. Unless they would get you there when the bank was closed and it would be at an ATM. I don't know. Linda, you're weeping. I don't understand. Super Chat, where did you go? Let's see if Super Chat emailed me. Hold on a minute. Let me tell somebody something. So there we go on that. Okay, hang on a minute. Somebody needs me to send them something, but hold on 1 second. I've got to try to... I don't know why somebody can't open something here. Let me see this. What is this one? I think I have something on the wrong thing here for that I was supposed to send someone here. It's not the right one. I don't even see it here. Okay. I had to get somebody something. I have to get them something. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, Super Chat, I don't see you emailing me. Let me go back to where you are. I think you're over here, or you're over here. 2, 3, right there. Okay. Linda says, yes, they kept calling the bank and said they did not have a Kyle working there. They were 2 foreign-speaking men. I told them I am not doing it, and police and bank have been called, and I blocked them. I won't come on, but I might write you, and you can read it one night. Okay, well, go ahead and write me. Yeah. I don't know. That's scary, Linda. That's really scary. I don't get it. I'm not really grasping the scam, because it's not too bright of a scam, because it involves the bank. It's different. I don't know. I just think they must not be the smartest guys. It's weird. It's definitely weird. Definitely a weird one. I thought that I downloaded something. I have to download something and send it. Just someone. Let me see here. Hold on just 1 minute. Let me just... So I need to send something to somebody. And it would be... What would it be? It would be... Let's see. And let's see. Hold on a minute. So let me just do this. Okay. Sorry, I had to get something. I have to get something else. Okay. That I have. That I have. Okay. Excellent. 1 second. Oh, this is good. Okay. All right. Sorry, I had to get something to somebody that needed that immediately. Alright, I'm back now. Let me get back to the chat. Super chat, yes, please send me that. Okay. Hi, Victoria. How are you? How's it going? I don't know. Linda Uribe's here, which is nice, but she had like a crazy scam. What's that about? Crazy scam. A crazy scam. There's a lot of scammers. So many. How many people get like 14 calls? No, I should probably not 14, but does your caller ID say, what do they say, possible spam or spam call? You know? And then you get just calls that you're in luck. You qualify for, you know, this loan. You get that all the time? Or like Jimmy says, it says something like Medicare, and I'm like, I don't even have Medicare. Like, you don't? Oh, do you have mesh? Like, they just like grasping at straws. Oh my gosh. I remember when they used to call, we're calling from medical records department. Can you tell us if you've ever had, and I think, if you're calling from the medical records department, you should know what you're calling me about. Tell me if I've had surgery or not. You're not going to call me and fish around, right? It's so crazy. So many freaking scammers. Well, I'm glad that they didn't take any money from you, Linda. Yeah, some possible spam. I'm trying to remember. Is it possible spam, or they say, what do they say? I can't even remember right now. I get those warnings, and I have my friends' names, so I know who's calling. I won't answer. I know, isn't that crazy? You hardly ever answer the phone. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. What was I gonna do? Scooter called me when I was out because I sent presents for Apple. So she really liked that stuff. And talked to Sandy about her ducks. Her ducks are doing good, and I got her this thing for her pond that has a pink light on it. Really nice. So, buttons on a shirt. I don't know what I feel like right now. I feel like something to eat something, but I don't know what I want to eat. I'd like to have like one of my lime bars. I don't think I have any more lime bars. I'd like to have, well, I did buy Pink Lady apples, so I think I'll probably have one of those, but I can't eat it now because it's junk country. They got nothing, but they tried to threaten us on the last call. Crazy. Was it a different number all the time that called you? And if the FBI or the police called it back, did anybody answer? I wonder. I wonder. Let's put the word cookies up for a second. That's crazy. I do feel like sewing, but I don't know. It's so much work to drag my camera in the other room. We get all set up. We go into a Zoom. Blah, 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 blah. And just. I had to have a bite of one of my protein bars. Okay. Gone Girl. I see Gone Girl, no, but I see Grill. Shoot. Grill On. And no grill. roll. Rolling along. Rolling. Rolling on the river. Oh, grin. Let's see. Hi, Murder of Crows. How are you? Lion and loin. Lion and loin. Onion. I was going to say onion. No, you can't do onion because there's Orion. Oh, Orion. No, you can't do that either because there's only one O. I did gill. Okay. Did I do loin? Iron. Let's see, what do we have? We have that. Low, no, we already did that, so there's not going to be any more ING words. Lino. Okay, Lino, got that. Very good. Okay. Groin. Very good. You've seen a scam log? What is a scam log? I have quaint. Quit, yeah. Tuna. There's no O. I tried quay. Tiny. Tiny. Very good. But taut. Taut. It's taut. Make it taut. Oh, I know. Knit. Right. And then tan. Okay. Buckingham. Okay, let me see here. Ant. Nay, I've already tried nay. I've already tried nay. Unity, I thought we had unity. Maybe that was in another one. Uh-oh, watch out for that. Guess we didn't have it on this puzzle. Must have been another puzzle. It must have been another puzzle. I tried Quint. Yeah. Let's see. I think I tried Auntie. I think, naughty. That's not an O, that's a Q, hun. Nutty. That's it, nutty. see. Let's see. Uh-oh. Kind. Something that's rare around YouTube. Kind. Unkind. Very popular, but it's not here. Is it? Yes. Very popular around YouTube, isn't it? Unkind. Okay. Jen is always there. Kin. There we go. We're done with that. We're almost time for an advancement. We don't need a... All right. Moose. Good, Victoria. Let's see. Oh, compose, yeah. Good murder. Scope I have, don't I? Yeah, down there. Scoop. What's the scoop? Oh, coop. Coop. Coops. Let's see. Oh boy. They don't want that. Wait. Oh, coos? No. Oh. Good, Mary. Mary? Mary quite contrary. What do you got? Oops. Oh, oops. Every time you say oops, I always think that you're saying oops that you did something. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Speck. Speck. It's a speck. Now we became a blueberry, and there was not even a pomp and circumstance, but we always have to play this one. Sign. Send me a sign. Okay. Snag. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Let's see what else we got. Gas. Yes, we got. Right. Siag. Thought we did sin. I thought we did sin. What the freak? I remember doing sin. These puzzles are running together. Right, Victoria? ING. What is our big word? What is our big word? Insignia. Insignia. Oh, you and I got it at the same time, Heart. Good job. Go us. Good job. Go us. We on the wings of love. What was that one? Remember that? It was a theme song, On the Wings of Love. Oh, swig, probably. Let me see. And swim. And swig. Sim. Swing. Better, better, better. Oh, goodness. Swimming. Good heart. Swimming. Swimming, swimming. Uh-oh, we did it wrong. Hold on. Uh-oh, I hate this thing when it does that. There we go. Okay. Do we have swim? Yes, we do. Win, win, win. I thought I picked win already. Or is that in the next puzzle? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought we had this. It must have been, but did we have it in the last puzzle? It seems like we just did it. They all run together, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy, I tell you. It's crazy. Sign again. Mini, 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 mini. Didn't we do sing? Oh, I thought we did sing. No, we didn't. That's good. That's a good bingo. Sing. Miming. Very good, heart. And let's see. Oh, goodness. Didn't we do gin? If that would be the first time, gin would not be there. Gin is always there. I see. I'm getting them mixed up. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. I did win. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. Okay. Oh dear, 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 dear. Gins. See, we must have did that in the last one because I know that I did gin and gin, so just did it. So we just did it in the last one, and it just melded together like crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've got to go. I better get some sleep. It's been a long, long day living in Reseda. Got the freeway running through the yard. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Stay cool if it's hot where you are. Be good, be a good person, and see you tomorrow. Let me see where I have to get to go. Love you guys, and prayers for all that need them. Super chat. Hang in there. We're here for you.